My name is Chris. I work for the city of Belmont, and today we'll be doing COVID cooking with Chris. Today we're going to be focusing on creamy mashed potatoes. Our first step for creamy mashed potatoes is you'll need potatoes. What we're going to do is we're going to wash them first because we can't use dirty potatoes. So we're going to put 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. For your next step, you will need a vegetable peeler, and what you're going to do is you're going to use long strokes, and you're going to peel the potato. There's no wrong way to do this as long as the skin comes off. So when your potatoes are peeled, they should look something like this. They don't have to be perfect. It's okay if a little skin is showing, because when that gets mashed up, it'll be delicious. What you're going to need now is a strainer, a large stock pot, and 32 ounces of chicken broth. Now, we're going to take our potatoes and we're going to dump it inside of our strainer, stock pot. Then, we're going to take our 32-ounce chicken broth and we're going to place the whole thing inside the pot. When you use a strainer, the water level might be a little bit lower than you need. So what I recommend you can do is you can mix the chicken broth with a little water. All you want to do is just make sure that the potatoes are covered. For those of you that don't have a strainer at home, what you can do is you can put it directly in the pot and you will need to bypass the adding water step. You will need your stock pot. You're going to add it to your burner. Make sure that it's covered. And you're going to turn it to medium high heat. Alright, so once we have it boiling, we're going to wait about 10 minutes and then check the tenderness of the potatoes. In about 10-15 minutes, what we're going to do now is we're going to check the tenderness of the potatoes. What we are looking for is the knife to go right through the potato. So it's going through, but there was still a little bit of firmness. So what we're going to try to do, we're going to turn it back up and we're going to let it go another 5 minutes and then we'll check it again. It's been about 5-10 minutes now. Let's check the tenderness of our potatoes. And the knife cuts through it just like butter. If you do not have a strainer, you can use a colander, or you can just take the potatoes and you can just place them into an empty bowl. All we're going to do is we're going to lift the potatoes up. We're going to dump our stock pot. We're going to go back to our stock pot. We're going to take our potatoes, tender, we're going to dump them back in here. Alright. We're going to cover this up, and we're going to let that steam for about 1 to 2 minutes right here. I've taken them out of the bowl, placed them to the side. We're going to take 4 tablespoons of salted butter. We're going to place them in a stock pot or a pan. Then over medium heat, you're going to melt these 4 tablespoons of butter. So now we're just going to check on our butter, make sure that it's melted. Make sure to give it a good stir. It looks good and melted. And just be sure to not overcook the butter because it will burn. So now that our butter is nice and melted, we're going to take our potatoes. We're going to add them to the butter. Our next step, you can use a spoon if you have one. But here, we have a potato masher. This makes it a lot easier and the consistency of your potatoes comes out a lot better. So we're going to lift the top up and we're going to take our masher and we're just going to mash down onto the potato. Okay. So when your potatoes look like that, you have a good consistency going. And next, we're going to add a 1/2 cup of half and half. We're going to add a 1/4 cup of heavy cream. And then we're going to add a 1/4 cup of milk. Alright. Once you've added those ingredients together, it's time to mix it all up. It's one of the funnest parts right here, because you're getting close to eating it. Alright, now that we've added the heavy cream, the milk, and the half and half, take a look at our mashed potatoes. They have a very different consistency and they're looking very creamy. almost like a pillow. Alright, next, we have to add our flavor. We have to add the most important thing, our spices. So we have garlic powder, onion powder, and salt. Onion powder. And last but not least, garlic powder. Once you've added all your ingredients, we're going to give it a nice stir. Now we've reached our final part of the recipe. We're going to plate our creamy mashed potatoes. We're going to take just a little bit, this is just for a garnish. We're going to take a little bit of Parmesan and Romano cheese, just a little bit now. Now we're going to sprinkle it over the top, a little Salt Bae action. We're going to take our Parmesan or parsley. And then you have what's called a Thanksgiving or any holiday, a winning side dish.